The rain is teeming down outside on the pitch at Ellen Road. Both these sides, Leeds and Everton, are ready to walk out to start this Capital One Cup game. 9 other fixtures that we will keep you updated with throughout this evening's match. But let's join our commentators. Hopefully they're wrapped up nice and warm. Don Goodman, who's sitting alongside Bill Leslie.
So one flying high, close to the very summit of English football. The other maybe languishing a little, but this is Leeds United. These are the sort of nights that can bridge those gaps and can bring out the very best in them. Everton, of course, have their eye on the big prize, silverware at Wembley in February. A few steps to go before they can seriously contemplate that. And a bit of a hurdle here tonight in a wet and windy and pretty dismal Ellen Road. So the 3rd best in the Premier League comes to the 12th best in the Championship. Leeds United hosting an Everton side that are feeling pretty good about themselves. If they are going to pull off a shock here, they're going to have to do it the hard way. They're missing a host of first-teamers through injury, and many that do start are carrying knocks. Last season's top scorer, Ross McCormack, heads a list of half a dozen absentees. Fullbacks Lee Peltier and Adam Drury, keeper Paddy Kenny, they're all out after the weekend win here against Nottingham Forest. So in the reshuffle, Michael Brown and Danny Pugh get rare starts in midfield, and Jamie Ashdown comes in goal. Homegrown defender Aidy White will try to contain the Everton threat down the right.
Well, I think we're going to find that Rodolphe Austin has been handed the task of trying to stay within Fellaini's area. Whether he can do that and do it consistently over a period remains to be seen.
Well, the conditions are certainly conducive for an entertaining night of cup football. Let's hope that the representatives from the Championship and the Premier League can deliver it. Everton, despite all their success over the years, have never won this competition. Leeds have won it once, back in the Riviera, 1967-68, when Terry Cooper, the former England fullback, got the Wembley winner. Well, he's been playing it down a little bit, hasn't he, in the build-up, his side's chances, but inside the dressing room, do you think they'll fancy that they can pull off the shock?
Well, I think they will have had a tiny boost when Everton's team sheet would have been handed in. There were just 2 or 3 names missing from the full-strength Everton side, but nevertheless it is very, very strong. But the first 20-25 minutes, I think, for this Leeds United team are going to be absolutely pivotal, because I think everybody here watching on TV, here at the ground, including the players, are going to know, are Leeds going to be really competitive here tonight? We'll know that after 20-25 minutes.
Well, the first challenge there from the Costa Rican fullback, Brian Oviedo, laid down a marker like he meant business. Sylvain Distin gets it away, restored to the starting lineup for Everton after he was left out in South Wales at the weekend. Everyone at Goodison Park feeling pretty good about themselves at the moment. Almost the whole first-team squad is fit and in form. And if it does start to move away from the script that he has in his mind, David Moyes, Jagielka, Jelavic, Neville, Pienaar, all among the substitutes.
It's going to be one of the strongest benches Everton have ever had, isn't it? You do get the feeling there is that little bit more quality within the squad, a little bit more strength and depth in more positions. The start that they've got off to, finished the season in fine style, didn't they? And they've just carried that form on.
Football has a habit of bursting bubbles, doesn't it? Just when you think everything is going according to plan, and that's certainly what Leeds will be looking to do here. For their part, they had a very good win against a previously unbeaten Nottingham Forest side here at the weekend in the league.
It's interesting. As soon as they got the free kick, Neil Warnock urged his big players up into the penalty area. Maybe he believes that's an area that can cause Everton problems, although I'm not sure that was what was supposed to happen.
Things tend to happen a little unexpectedly when that fella's around, El Hadj Diouf. It's unexpected, the very fact he's playing for Neil Warnock. when you consider what has been said in the past, but that's all water under the bridge, and they're best of friends now. The Leeds manager, and certainly one of his match winners. He's going to need him tonight. Floated forwards by Leeds. Becchio got his head to it.
This is an area where Leeds and Neil Warnock, as I said, from the free kick, probably believe can cause Everton problems. Becchio is an absolute handful in the air. What jumps Fellaini there, that's no mean feat. Keep your eye on that.
Well, he always gets a lively reception, El Hadj Diouf. The Everton fans, and there are 5,000 who've made their way across here, giving him a very lively reception. This is a very lively run, and it's an absolutely superb goal. Where on earth did Aidy White find that one from?
Well, we've seen this fella do this before. I'm not talking about the finish, I'm not talking about the goal, I'm talking about the run. A marauding fullback. And he has got really good feet. Once the ball breaks, watch how he weaves his way through. It's absolutely brilliant. And when he gets into the final position to pull the trigger, does he panic? Absolutely not. That is an absolutely wonderful finish after a staggering run. What a start for Leeds United. Inside 5 minutes, they've got the lead.
A homegrown player who had never previously scored for his hometown club. What a way to do it.
Well, I said it may take 25 minutes. It hasn't, has it? 5 minutes. Leeds United have shown they can be competitive. Now, I would suggest the next 5 or 10 minutes to keep things tight. You've heard the phrase that teams are most vulnerable after they've scored. They won't want to concede anything quickly, Leeds.
By Heitinger wearing the captain's armband for Everton tonight. Morales on by Naismith. Gay was strong in the air. Oviedo.
It's not the start he would have wanted, is it? I don't think many people know these two teams will be surprised that we've had a goal. There are two teams that are very, very capable. Everton have added goals to their play this season, haven't they? And Leeds United, well, nothing's changed. New manager, but the games they're involved in still produce goals. 31 in their 9 games so far this season.
Heitinger. Seamus Coleman. Morales. It's been a long time since Leeds and Everton have locked horns. The last meeting was back in 2004 when they were both Premier League sides. Leeds now in their 9th season outside the top division. Everton in their 59th consecutive in it. But they're up against it here. Here comes another homegrown boy, Byron. Fellaini beaten to the punch by Austin and catching plenty of the Jamaican international. Leeds free kick.
The tempo is what we expected from Neil Warnock's teams, isn't it? Gets there ahead of Fellaini, who stands on his foot. A good spot by Lee Mason. It wasn't obvious.
Tim Howard on the bench. Jan Muka, the Slovakian international goalkeeper, ensuring that the Everton defensive line isn't too deep as Diouf sets his sights. It was Mitchell who got it away. Still Byron, White again. What a super start this is by Leeds United, really taking the fight to Everton. Diouf.
To say, 8 minutes in, barely seen Everton inside Leeds United's half. Full credit to Leeds United for that.
Brown breaking it up. Diouf. Off the heels of Austin, a little unlucky. Mirallas. There's a powerful runner, the Belgian, seeking Naismith.
That was the only ball on into the channel, asking Becchio to chase the lost cause. Happy to do so.
Michael Brown challenge there. Francisco Jr. being handed quite a baptism on his debut in English football. 20-year-old came through the ranks at Benfica up against Tong and Brown and Austin in there in the heart of midfield.
He's going to want to get the ball down and play, isn't he? And Leeds United are certainly going to do their utmost not to allow him to do that. Part of the game plan, I'm sure.
Smith, it was a lovely touch from Mirallas. Here's Anichebe. Leeds with a superb challenge. Not far from a goal-saving challenge. Anichebe, who has 2 goals in his last 2 games, was licking his lips.
Well, it's incisive passing and movement, isn't it? Anichebe, that touch there, must just think, gonna get half a yard to pull the trigger. Good defending from Tom Lees.
Mirallas collects from his compatriot Fellaini. Seamus Coleman. Now Junior. Naismith. Coleman. Broken up by Austin, who is already 9 games into his Leeds career a firm favourite. You'll see tonight exactly why they've taken to him.
It's just a little hint there of what Everton are capable of. A little 3-4 minute spell penned Leeds United back in their own half, and this is a welcome relief for the home team.
Fellaini claiming it was a slip, but it was right under the nose of the assistant on this near side. Another Leeds United free kick. Pearce, the centre-half, lurking at the far post. Becchio will always be a target. It's Pearce. And the last time Everton were here 8 seasons ago, and 19-year-old Wayne Rooney scored in a 1-1 draw. Another teenager, James Milner, got the equaliser for Leeds. Where are they now?
This hasn't been a happy hunting ground either, has it, for Everton over the years? Not had much success at all.
From it. Just a solitary win in the last 50 years or so, and it's not going according to plan here.
About it, Leeds have scored early. There's an awful long way to go.
Well, the Capital One Cup is the competition, and if you look what Everton are up against in terms of Leeds' record so far, they're yet to concede a goal. This is the 3rd game they've played in it. Sure, the opponents are from a loftier position than the ones they've faced so far, with all due respect to Shrewsbury and Oxford, who are comfortably dispatched here. Junior, Naismith, Coleman on the overlap. Junior, Naismith. Austin. Diouf.
He's a strong man, isn't it? Austin stands his ground, physically strong. I have to say, he's become a firm favourite already.
Not just with the fans, with the manager. We were talking to Neil Warnock before, weren't we? And he absolutely loves him. Impossible for him to leave him out. Becchio by Heitinger. Nichibi. That was right under the nose of Lee Mason. Everton free kick. Oviedo. It's been a very good start to the season, of course. It hasn't been perfect. They have lost one game. They were slightly off colour as they went down at West Bromwich Albion.
It's been an impressive start, though, hasn't it? In a way, apart from that, in a way to Swansea and away to Aston Villa, put 3 past both of those. No mean feat.
Becchio. Penalised. Just should use his hand, I think.
He's a big, strong lad, isn't he? Backs in and, yes, bounces off his chest into his hand.
It was particularly, Don, wasn't it, the manner of the win at Swansea against Swansea side, who are traditionally, since they've come into the Premier League anyway, so strong at home.
Well, even prior as well, but obviously to do that in the Premier League from a Swansea perspective has been the bedrock of tremendous success they had last season. Very difficult place to go. Everton did real light work of it. Was it 30-odd shots? And many teams go down there and do that.
Cut out by Becchio. White. Now Brown. Unnecessary risks taken by Leeds United. And Nichibi is a big man. You see him closing down. You panic a little. Ashtown fired it straight into him.
Yeah, they got away with it. It was good closing down by Everton, but Nichibi read the back pass was going there. He was on Ashdown like a flash. Could have gone anywhere, couldn't it? Could have dropped at Nichibi's feet, but Leeds get a little bit of luck.
You don't want to tempt fate, but it does appear that Nichibi is finally getting a little bit of luck in terms of injuries. There's always been potential there, hasn't there? And now 2 goals in his last 2 games. It's the first time he's scored in back-to-back games for Everton. Every time he seems to get his career going, then there's a nasty long-term injury waiting around the corner for him.
I never like to see that, do you? You always want to see potential flower. I'm sure David Moyes, keener than anyone to see the striker remain fit.
Here's Diouf. Still a long way to go, but Leeds here looking 2 against Everton. Recorded their first win against Premier League opposition since they were relegated back in 2004. And they've had a few goes, haven't they?
Yeah, they haven't in this competition anyway. It's 50-odd years since they've beaten a team from a higher division, which is quite remarkable, although I will point to the FA Cup win over Manchester United a couple of seasons ago. They are capable on the day, there is no question, especially here at Everton Road.
I'll probably tell you as well, for most of those 50 years, they were in the top division.
That would be right.
Good battle developing there between Morales and Pearce. The Leeds United defender getting the benefit this time.
He's been sharp and lively in the early season, hasn't he? Kevin Morales. I mean, that is 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, really, isn't it? How the referee decides who's committing the foul there is beyond me.
Maybe it'll be Morales' turn next time. Becchio. It's worth pointing out to you at this stage, if you weren't aware of the fact of just how many first teamers are missing for Leeds United. Ross McCormack, who was their top scorer last season, slightly freakish twist ankle which ended up needing surgery on the ligaments. He's out for a good 2 or 3 months. Headlines at least half a dozen players who are missing for Leeds. If they pull this off with that in the background, it'll be quite some doing. Here's the man who's given them the lead, White. Byron.
What a shame. Good position, but how good was this from A.D. White? Look at Fellaini in the foreground of your picture. Slow to go out. Shouldn't probably be there. Maybe should be more central, somewhere around about there. I wonder whether that had an impact on this, but take nothing away from Aidan White. Does absolutely brilliantly, doesn't he? Wriggles his way between 3 blue shirts and then comes up with a finish. Gives Mukai in the goal absolutely no chance. Wonderful goal.
Morales and Pearce renewing their little duel. Ashdown. If in doubt, hook it out. He wasn't comfortable. And in these conditions, you don't want to be taking any chances, I suppose. Jamie Ashdown, part of the Portsmouth exodus, and Leeds United, perhaps as much as any, benefited from it. Lots of Luke Varney and Michael Brown. Diouf. Well, when he was a Liverpool player, El Hadj Diouf always enjoyed the derbies against Everton. Never lost one. He sipped up onto the arm of Byron. Lee Mason taking a sympathetic view. Austin in strongly.
It's good skill, isn't it? And Brian Oviedo just flicks the ball away. Austin truly felt he could get there. Couldn't.
Just now waiting for everyone to get into position, but Lee Mason wants a word. Brown and Fellaini involved. Austin Don certainly seems to be the one detailed to keep a close eye on Fellaini when he gets forward.
Yeah. I think Neil Warnock hinted about that to us before the kick-off.
Being given a job is one thing, doing it is quite another. But effectively enough that time. Diouf. And 3 for company.
The game's just gone a little bit scrappy, and that probably won't worry Leeds or Neil Warnock, to be fair. David Moyes, on the other hand, he'd like to see a little bit more fluency from his team. Hasn't really got into any kind of a rhythm so far. Certainly haven't tested Jamie Ashdown in the Leeds United goal. And they are a team that have scored plenty of early goals this season. Got off to really quick starts in 4 of the 6 games that they've played.
Pearce. Lighting up. Austin looking to release Byram. Just a yard ahead of him. Well, we've got more live action for you Wednesday night from the Capital One Cup. Live from Old Trafford, Manchester United against Newcastle. Available Sky Sports 2 HD. And the 4th round draw also follows that match. Morales. Nearly found Naismith. Solid work by Tom Lees. Diouf saw off Naismith. Now Byram, who has White ahead of him.
Just restricted options, really, when Leeds are bringing the ball out. At the minute, Becchio a little bit isolated for me.
Pearce. Gay. Got away from Diouf. He slid in.
It's a silly foul to give away as well, because he was running straight into another Leeds United player. And Byram was there, look, to confront him. Diouf, no need to foul him.
Being pretty lenient on challenges like that so far, Lee Mason, maybe taking the conditions into consideration a bit.
Definitely. I think referees have to.
I'll tell you one thing, though. Everyone who went out and had a look at the pitch, despite almost biblical rain in this part of Yorkshire, and indeed a lot of the north of England over the last 24 hours, commented on what good condition it was in. Maybe Leeds can use that here, but Becchio is offside.
Well, he shouldn't have been. The flag went up instantly. He was looking right across the line. All he had to do was stay level. Takes up a good position again. Leeds midfield, hunt it down. Austin does well. Well, I mean, that is really borderline. It wasn't necessary.
Byron. Fellaini loses out. Austin powers on. Becchio. Brown. The Argentinian striker. Able to play it on. Punch defender out, but he's given it away. How costly will that be? There's a free kick right on the edge of the box as he was blocked off there, Luciano Becchio.
Oh, Heitinger, the kind of player to take prisoners, is he? Gives the ball away. And then, oh, blatant, isn't it? Right in front of Lee Mason, steps right across Becchio. Leeds have caused Everton 1 or 2 little problems from set pieces. He wants to get their head to a couple of the free kicks that have gone in that area.
When you look at the calibre of defender that Everton have got in there, indeed the likes of Fellaini, it's credit to the way Leeds have addressed these situations.
Anybody will tell you, you get good delivery into the right area, and it is very, very difficult to defend.
Well, Tong will take this. And drives it wide.
I think that's a shot, you know. I think he's going for that far corner. You can see from this angle how far away he is. Well, quite away. Lots of power.
Well, he really came to prominence, didn't he, Michael Tong, in that Sheffield United Cup run? in this competition and also in the FA Cup where they reached the semi-finals. Two-legged semi-final Sheffield United had against Liverpool. They won the first leg at Bramall Lane. Michael Tong scored both of the goals. It looked like the footballing world was his oyster then. And he's on loan here from Stoke. And Ichibi stabs it wide. Everton's best move of the game.
Yeah, 28 minutes in. That's their first chance that they've carved out. Really good play down this left-hand side. Oviedo, good run. And he picks an Ichibi out, doesn't he? Really good awareness. And that's all the big striker's got. He tries to open his body up and guide it into that far corner, but he just can't keep it down.
The old warning shot across the bows from Everton. Now El Hadj Diouf, back comes Coleman. You've got to feel that at some stage Everton are going to wake up and rediscover the characteristics that they've shown for most of the season so far.
I just think Leeds have played the opening half an hour with real high tempo, high energy. Whether they can keep that going for the full period remains to be seen.
Naismith. He's been in the headlines today, Stephen Naismith, a possible international ban looming for some footage that showed an indiscretion in the recent international against Serbia. Fellaini. Junior. Austin has it back for Leeds, not for long. Oviedo. Gay's cross, it's a good-looking one for Naismith. And Ichibi. Here's Gay, heavy first touch, in comes 80 White. Now Oviedo, a little bit of Everton pressure. This will come to Coleman.
Well, first, a little bit of pressure on that Leeds back line. A high floated cross, disappointed David Moyes. Didn't allow Jamie Ashdown to come and take it very easily and alleviate the pressure.
Jeffers playing right up on the shoulder of Heitinger here. Dutchman and Frenchman getting in a little bit of a muddle at the heart of the Everton defence. All promising signs as far as Leeds are concerned. Two vastly experienced players, as we were just talking about at the back. Sylvain Distin and Johnny Heitinger, over 80 caps for Holland. And Junior. And a challenge by Brown.
He did well. He used the elements, didn't he, Michael Brown? Used all his experience. He knew that by sliding, pick up pace and pick up momentum and get the challenge in. This Junior, just for a second, may have thought he was away, but timed to perfection. Good old-fashioned slide tackle.
It's a Michael Brown kind of a night, isn't it? The sort of night I wouldn't imagine that Junior had too many of when he was learning his trade in Benfica. Naismith. We've seen plenty up in Glasgow. Well, a couple of years ago it happened that they were knocked out of this competition by a lower-ranked side. It was League One Brentford who took them to penalty kicks before knocking them out. Every year it's attributed that Everton want to put together a good cup run. They have recently, a couple of times as well. Semi-finals or finals in the FA Cup. Here's Austin. Just never been able to take that final step. Surely it's not going to be over almost before it started here across the Pennines. Still an hour to do something about it, David Moyes, and still a very strong bench.
Yeah, plenty of time as well. And the starting 11 he sent out there, he truly would have believed would have started this game a lot better than they actually have. I've got to credit Leeds United for that. Like I say, very impressive in their closing down, denying these gifted players space and time.
Michael Brown appealing for a foul throw. It's interesting because David Moyes employed a different approach for the last round. He sent out almost his strongest lineup against Leyton Orient at home. Had the match pretty much won by half-time, then rested the key players, or some key players, and 3 half-time substitutions. Harder, isn't it, to wrestle a bit of momentum when the game's getting away from you?
It can be. It can be. Like you said, there is an awful long time to go here.
It's coming forward through Tom. Austin, he was getting ready, realised he was going to hammer his own man into the back of the net rather than the ball. White. Austin. Diouf. White. Diouf. Tom's touch. Austin did get the touch just before it had gone out.
Neil Warnock found that funny. I don't know what Austin was thinking there.
Well, they had the throw, the chance to keep the pressure on.
That's where Everton have been disappointed. It's their throw there. They struggled to retain possession so far tonight. That's been one of the high features of their play all season. Some really good passing and movement.
Fellaini. Now Oviedo. Gay. Going to slide it in for Oviedo. Great work by Everton. Oviedo. It's going to be pulled back though. The offside flag goes up.
Well, I think there was an opportunity for this pass to go a split second early, but it's the old up, back and through, isn't it? Up, back. Well, no, he's definitely onside, isn't he? The full back on the far side. It's a poor decision. Close. Very, very close.
The assistant was on that far side as well, so you might think that would favour Everton. Among the mountain of injury problems they've got here at Leeds, Luciano Becchio was a doubt for this game. I think Neil Warnock's intention was to play him not much more than a half, with 3 championship games up and coming in the next week or so after this fixture. Here's Austin. Diouf's in space, looking for Tom. Diouf.
Some reasonably good positions as he blows a kiss to the Everton fans. Disappointing cross at the end of it. That's all right. He's enjoying his night so far, isn't he? Team on to the good.
He's enjoying his unlikely marriage with Neil Warnock.
Yeah.
Even the Leeds manager's been surprised by the impact he has, by the example he sets. Stays behind El Hadj Diouf, against probably much of the public perception, and plays with some of the younger players after training, helping them out, passing on some of his experience. And let's not forget, he's got a lot of it, talent as well. Becchio. Diouf. White!
Oh, lovely football. Maybe some of the kind of football we've been expecting to see from the men in blue shirts, but lovely little passing and movement. White again in that advanced position.
Leeds. His 150th career appearance tonight, had a loan spell at Bury as well to make up the numbers. Austin. Now by Pugh. Byron. Teenage fullback who's been a bit of a revelation himself this season. Thought that Juff was making the run with him.
I have to say the front four of Everton have really found it difficult to get into the game, haven't they? Gay and Ichibi. Morales, we've barely mentioned him, have we? And Naismith. They're finding it tough.
And they were all the players who filled their boots, weren't they? In the last Capital One Cup outing when they gave a real pummeling to Leyton Orient. A couple of goals from Morales, and Ichibi got one. My guy Gay got one. I think everyone's going to get one at half-time from David Moyes, judging by that expression.
You're probably right.
Brown. Tong. Becchio. Lovely touch from Tong. Distan can stab away. And Naismith and Pearce both rubbing their heads after that aerial collision. And Lee Mason spotted.
Yeah. Well, he's committed, isn't he? This ball hangs in the air. Mason Pearce has got only eyes for the ball, and that's one of those horrible ones, isn't it? Pearce was always come off second best.
Powerfully headed the back of Stephen Naismith's head. Given the fact that Lee Peltier and the experienced Adam Drury both out injured their fullbacks, but both could probably fill in as centre half there out. Look at the bench. Patrick Kisnorbo will probably be the one who would come on if the Leeds captain can't continue.
They'll try and patch him up, but Leeds United absolutely storming start inside the first 4 or 5 minutes. Quick goal kick, and how often do you see it? A team gives the ball away. Straight away, Leeds United are into their back four. Still a lot to do from here, isn't there? An awful lot, but what quick feet, bit of pace, and a calm, cool finish at the end of it. Really is a stunning goal. And didn't he enjoy it?
Well, he has scored goals before, but just not for Leeds. He had a loan spell at Oldham, where he was able to pick up 4 goals in total. But as far as your first goal for the club where it all started for you, that's a moment he'll remember. Whether it proves to be the significant moment in the match, we shall wait to see. But Leeds will be delighted with the way things have gone so far. Couple of scary moments, you'd expect that, but Everton have not been themselves so far. White. El-Hadj. It's a predictable reception in front of the Everton supporters. But he's found A.D. White. Out by Distan.
That's a shame. The first man with a cross, didn't he? But beautifully worked. Neil Warnock there is asking one of his strikers to get across that first man.
Diouf. Foul by Oviedo. Or was he? Just a throw-in, I think.
A few words. Not happy with the challenge, is he? Don't know why.
That's not a cup tie without El Hadj Diouf getting involved in something. Nichibi, Miralas. Leeds need to focus now as far as their hopes of going on to progress to the fourth round. They're trying to protect this lead until half-time. It's the next staging post for them. Jeff going to ground, but sliding out of the way. You never quite know what to expect when he does that.
And this is what has been synonymous with the first half, isn't it? Leeds closing down, denying space. I don't know how that's not a foul. I don't think David Moyes knows either.
Diouf has been able to release White. Just stands back. Two minutes of added time.
It's by no means been a classic football-wise, has it? But it's been a good old-fashioned cup tie. The underdogs have really, really worked hard. And quite frankly, made the team who've got superior players look very, very ordinary.
Yeah, the underdogs haven't had their day quite yet, but they're on their way to it. It's set up for them. Stabbed behind by Junior. It'll be Leeds United corner. Nicely inside stoppage time at the end of the first half.
Oh, he's loving it, isn't he? Well, my advice will be wait until you've won the game, then enjoy yourself. There's a long way to go yet.
Diouf on the ball again. Muka thought about coming. Muka able to save. Leeds feel it's across the line. But the assistant took a good look, and he hasn't given it.
Well, Muka did think about coming. Muka really should have come because it's a floated ball. He's there, isn't he? It's high and hanging, and you always fancy Becchio. And clearly see Naismith helps his goalkeeper out. Took a couple of steps towards that, didn't he, Muka, the goalkeeper, as if he was going to come, and maybe his defenders believed he was.
Naismith, who's just cleared off the line, finds an Ichibi. Well, it's a perfect start to the match for Leeds United, and very nearly the perfect finish to the first half. A.D. White with his first Leeds United goal, putting them into a very stylish lead. And with almost the last passage of play of the first half, Luciano Becchio saw his header cleared off the line by Stephen Naismith. But it's the Championship side that lead their Premier League guests at half-time by 1-0.